typing, don't type a goddamn hard. Yo, you type
Hey, did you see this hot box when you walked in
Did
here?
you? You got wipes in your bag?
No. Yes, I do. They're in the bag. We need to wipe it down. Smell like monkeypox.
Hey, so I'll call your show, 'cause I need to know. Show me which way to go. Before I throw my man.
Wipe this motherfucker.
Okay, hold on a second, Keisha. Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on because it takes two to tango, and I need to hear his side of the story. So she's driving me insane. That's stress heavy on my brain. She keeps playing silly games. Man, I'm about to be the pain. We seem to fuss and fight
Every day and every night.
we can sing it so we can see the light.
See the light.
You in your spot, you grooving? Ready, Zo? All right, for sure. Mic is live in 3, 2. Well, let me bring you down first. But your mic is going to be live in 3, 2, 1.
Yes, sir. The voice of reason has returned to KBLA. Talk 1580. So you already know what it is. You already know what this show is about. Yesterday we had a monstrous topic. Everybody was saying, man, we don't be talking about stuff like that. I was in the cigar lounge with my cousin today, and he was like, man, that topic last night, brother. Listen, that's part of our dysfunction as a group, right? We don't like to talk about these heavy-hitting topics. We have to, especially if you're going to raise kids. Raising kids is more than just do as I say. Listen, if you don't heal in front of your kids, you don't equip them with a fully stocked toolbox, conflict resolution, conflict management toolbox. Always say children have to have a full circle experience. Meaning, if they see y'all mess up, if you mess up in front of them, if you lose your cool in front of them, if you disrespect their mama, daddy disrespect mama, mama disrespect daddy, anything negative that happens in front of those kids, you have to correct it in front of those kids. They have to have a full circle experience. And so I craft these topics daily to push the envelope, to get us to think differently. Man, oh Manischewitz tonight is really no different. Very powerful topic, as Donna Michi explained. Caller-driven show. And I know it's happened to some of you before, and we have to deal with it. Another tough, wait, before I even give the topic. September 23rd through the 24th, your brother Zoe Williams, I am doing my 3rd annual Relationship Masterclass. The Art of Self-Empathy Masterclass. Yes, I'm teaching it. This is my 3rd annual course. You don't want to miss it. You want to join up right now. Go to artofselfempathy.com and sign up right now. artofselfempathy.com. Oh, there's a subtitle. The Art of Empathy, How to Conquer the A-hole Within to Avoid the A-hole Without. It's 2 days, right? It's a 2-day experience. Please sign up right now. artofselfempathy.com. Of course, produced by myself. I use the word empathy instead of self-care because care means burden, sorrow, suffering. No, we're going to learn how to self-empathize, how to look at ourselves without judgment, without condemnation. Oh, it's going to be beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen, today's topic, before I come forward, relationship character assassination. A deeper look at false accusations in relationships. Oh my goodness. How to handle the psychological effects of false accusations in intimate relationships. Fake hurt. Pseudo victimhood. How many times somebody's brother got killed because you went and told them that something happened that didn't happen? You could have handled it in-house. You could have did something different. Oh, Lord. What creates victimhood mentality? False accusations. Can a relationship recover from being falsely accused of something? How much of your accusations are steeped and rooted in your own trauma? Is it more of a projection than it is an actual clear-minded accusation? Gosh. How many of you have used the leverage of victimhood to manipulate your significant other in relationship? Oh, gosh. Man, this is a tough topic. We talked about an amazingly difficult topic yesterday. Can you imagine being falsely accused of sexually assaulting your kids? Oh, we had a divorce. So now I'm going to create a whole narrative around quote unquote X being sexually abusive to the kids. Can we be honest? This happens. Why does this happen? You can see it as pettiness. You can see it as manipulation, right? You can see it as bitterness. Wow. Can you even be considered a good parent? Forget mother or father. Can you even be considered a good parent if you're utilizing the kids in such a way? Because any denigration you project onto their parent, their significant non-custodial parent, custodial parent, any denigration that you project onto them, you're actually projecting onto the kids. Because that's part of their DNA. That's part of their spiritual library. When we come forward, the voice of reason is talking about relationship character assassination or false accusations in relationship, a form of emotional abuse.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings will disappear. You're listening to the voice.
What up, y'all?
With Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580. No fees or minimums and no overdraft fees. Banking with Capital
y'all
One is
hear?
the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Even easier than choosing Slash
You have
to
to
be
turn
in
your
band.
computer down, baby.
Next
We can
up
hear it.
for lead guitar.
Are y'all here? Can y'all hear?
You're in.
Cool.
You're
Yep,
this one.
even easier
Right.
than that. With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, is it even a decision?
What up, what up, what up? Can
That's
y'all hear?
banking reimagined. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC. When you're the victim of a car accident, who goes to bat for you is crucial. Your MVP Accident attorneys, the personal injury pros. Hiring the right law firm can be the difference between a rewarding settlement and striking out. Our team is in it to win it, and we'll fight to get the maximum compensation you deserve.
What up, y'all? Everybody hit that like button.
Accident attorneys at 833-MVP wins for your free consultation. Call 833-MVP-WINS. Call me your MVP.
Hey, y'all gonna bug.
Theo, what's wrong, girl?
Y'all gonna bug off
today.
today.
Get me out of this dead-end job. I just want to
Today's
make more money.
playlist
It
is
seems a
different.
bachelor's just doesn't cut it anymore.
Yeah, you're right, Kiara. Now you really have to get a master's degree to maximize your earning potential.
I know, but with a full-time job, kids, and family responsibilities, I don't have the
What
time
up,
to go back to
what
school.
up? I see y'all in here. What up?
Got it done in 2 years.
How'd you do that?
I went to the California Institute of Advanced
Shy Girl
Management. They offer
64,
solo course,
Xylon,
2-year
Vanetta
MBA
Culver,
degree programs, and you don't need to take the GRE to get
Peace,
accepted.
love.
The program is hybrid. Half of
Heru
the classes are on
Ali,
campus
what
on
up?
the
Long
weekends,
time
and the
no
other half
see.
are online.
Weekends on
DeMarco
campus and the rest
Holloway,
online.
what
I
up?
can handle that. But what if I can't afford to get my MBA?
California
Is
Institute
tonight.
of Advanced Management has financial aid and
Here.
scholarships available.
In
And they're
Zinga.
enrolling now for fall 2022 classes. Just go to ciam.edu or
Florida
call
in this beer.
626-350-1500 to get started today.
What was the
Ari
website and phone
Love.
number again? I'm calling right now.
DeMarco Holloway, come on, y'all on the twos and views already. Let's go.
Enroll for fall
Xylon
2022
on the
classes
twos
and
and
get your
views.
future started today. California
Crewmonger
Institute
up
of
in
Advanced
here.
Management. Management that matters.
August 6th and 7th,
Co-host is
KBLA
gonna be
Talk
down.
1580 welcomes the Taste of Inglewood Jazz Festival, happening at Edward
Rob
Griffin Jr.
B.
Park in Inglewood, California,
Sarah
from 10 a.m. to
H.
7 p.m. with performances from national artists like Eric Benet, Chrisette Michelle, Eric Roberson, Kendrick Family Soul, plus Frank McComb, Cy Smith, Westine Calhoun, Aaron Stevenson.
Everybody hit the like button. Can we get those likes up?
Lyle Teaser Band, Jacquees Ledger, Malik Rice, David Broussard, Phil Denny, Amelia Butterfly, and El Young. Get your general admission and VIP tickets now at tasteofinglewood.com. For Inglewood's premier
Yeah, D-Ness, tell them, hit that super chat. Show your love for this channel.
That's tasteofinglewood.com.
We just a meager, small little channel trying to make a difference in the world.
Cy Smith and more. Tickets on sale
Please
now at
support your brother.
tasteofinglewood.com.
Let's do this.
We now return to the adventures of Vaccine and Booster, Ultimate COVID-19 Warriors.
Vaccine. Yeah, Booster. This COVID-19 and those pesky variants have gotten way out of hand.
They're no match for us.
Repeat the mission.
Protect the community, reduce hospitalizations and death.
Because we're the best protection available. Fact.
Watch
There
out!
we go.
Shields up. Take that, COVID-19.
And that.
Find safe and effective COVID-19 vaccines and boosters near you. Visit myturn.ca.gov.
Pass it through for a quick minute. What up, what up, what up, what up?
1 minute,
And Rue, I hope we can get there. 1 minute.
1 minute. Culture and community. The Rodney King Foundation works in the community to promote positive race relations and achieve social justice. The foundation provides advocacy, educational scholarships, and the powerful Walk in Love initiative. The Rodney King Foundation seeks a world of hope, tolerance, and social justice, where divisiveness has been overcome and all people live together peacefully and harmoniously. Executive Director, Founder Laura King is striving to enhance the community's self-esteem, health, social services, and social justice locally and worldwide. The foundation is dedicated to continuing the message of Laura's father, the great Rodney King, to promote peace and #Get Along. For more information, please visit
Identity withheld.
or call 626
Heru Ali.
2907. This is a
Let's
community
push
call
for
to
that
action from
benchmark.
KBLA.
And don't forget, The Art of Self-Empathy. Go to artofselfempathy.com. Playlist.
The voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Max alive.
Theo, the voice of reason. You already know my playlist is my co-host. I bet you can't name that tune. Let it ride a little bit, come on. It's summertime, so I guess I'll tell you what the name of the track is. It's called Sundress by Freddie Joachim. That's Joachim. You can say Joachim, right? Freddie Joachim, you can say it either way. Sundress. You already know how I do with this playlist. I'm always going to hit you with something different. Ladies and gentlemen, the voice of reason has returned. In my chat room, they said, are you living with a relationship character sniper? Isn't it sad that you can't really open up around your partner because they're going to be collecting data to maybe one day use against you in a full-on character assassination attempt? Oh, my God. This is why it's so difficult for people to be vulnerable. But yet they want you to share everything. See, sometimes folk believe, oh, you won't let me see your phone because you're hiding something. Maybe you're saying, this is a boundary you shouldn't cross because we live in a society where every day somebody putting up a video about somebody else or quote unquote receipts. Maybe we should have named this topic relationship receipts. Because everybody want to show some receipts on their partner. I thought y'all loved each other. Huh? And then some people take it to the nth degree where they wind up really character assassinating their partner. Don't you know false allegations could have a ripple effect throughout a person's life? Right? Say that there was common couple violence. Right? Now, all forms of violence can kill in relationship. All forms of domestic violence can kill. Let's not marginalize or minimize the impact of violence. Okay? But let's just keep it a buck. According to the CDC, the numbers are there. Go look it up. According to the CDC, Center of Disease Control, women are more violent than men. Now, they have something called the Conflict Tactics Survey. The CTS, Conflict Tactics Survey. Brothers, don't start cheering and yelling yet. Okay? In the Conflict Tactics Survey, what is listed as moderate violence, women dominate that. Moderate violence. Moderate violence is pushing, throwing things, spitting, kicking, stuff they believe men should just endure. Right? Absolutely. Now, when they get into the more extreme forms of violence, where people are really getting hurt in their estimation, they say you can't account, or the CTS doesn't account for what they say, it doesn't account for the strength of men. So when men get angry with women in relationships, men tend to hurt women, break them, break bones, injure them. Men get pushed, slapped, spit on, stuff thrown at them. Doesn't mean that women don't hurt men. Doesn't mean that. They're just looking at it from a statistical space. But can you imagine being accused of domestic violence and you really didn't do it? I have a friend, I can't say his name, but his woman beat herself up. And I mean, she put hands on herself. I mean, she blacked her own eye. So what happens is you got to spend a lot of money fighting a false accusation. And then also, if she files a restraining order, if it goes to court, this is on your public record, right? Say you're trying to get a job, can't get a job because they see that on your public record. Can you imagine having something on your public record that came from a false accusation? See, again, we go from one show yesterday where we're reticent and reluctant to even speak on Uncle and Auntie Chester. We don't talk about them. They get to come to Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's and the 4th of July. They get to come celebrate. It's just that the kids are warned. All the kids get huddled up in the kid room, and we say, listen, don't go nowhere with Uncle Jimmy. Don't go nowhere with Auntie Sarah, right? We speak to the kids. Parents are talking to them in the back seat, kids still in the car seat. Don't go sit on nobody's lap. Nobody's lap gets sat on. You understand? You see, we can hide them. But then we'll go to the same system that we won't report the victim abuse and say, I'm a victim. Oh, they beat me up. And we do this to each other. To me, it's a form of pettiness, right? Relationship fail, I'm going to do something to show you. I'm going to get you. And this is sad. And I tell people all the time, you guys hear me on the radio all the time, talking about the various manifestations of the toxicity of the society in which we live. Now, I'm not just saying, oh, society is Hydra, this ugly little monster that puts all of these thoughts in our head. What I'm saying is, the humans that live in this society contribute to the sociological order of this society. So we, in our toxicity, help form the society in which we live. As the great Jiddu Krishnamurti said it, you are society and society is you. And thus the toxicity of society and the people who live within society reflect that toxicity. Most of us are petty in relationships. Let's just be honest. Can we tell the truth tonight? Most people have not done any work. So if you haven't done any work, I know you're petty. Just stop getting what you want. Stop getting what you want and you're going to see pettiness. Tell me I'm lying. 1-800-920-15. Somebody tell me I'm lying. I told you, most people are not really with a person. They're with a performance. We need to start handing out relationship Oscars for the best actors, right? I perform in accordance to your coping mechanism because you refuse to do your internal work. Do you know there are people out here trying to get back with people who falsely accuse them of things? Do you know that? I'm telling you right now, we probably live in because of the advent of social media, we probably live in the most petty time in history. Petty LaBelle, Petty Murphy, right? This is probably the most petty time in history, and we take it out on each other in intimate relationships. So false accusations, to me, falls under. I don't hear nobody say somebody must have hurt you. See, because when men step out and question women on specific behavior that many men can relate to, the woman's pushback is somebody must have hurt you. Right? No, wait a minute now. If there's a group of us that experience something from a group of y'all, so maybe the group of us and the group of y'all are in the same soul circle or something. We at the same vibrational level. We have a common experience. And then your common response to that experience is Somebody must have hurt you. Yeah, somebody like you.
It's a form of violence.
I think it's a form of violence. I agree with you. That's our guy, Kamal. Kamal is sitting in for our brother, Andy. But I think it's a real situation. And I'm here to tell you, until you deal with that toxicity on a you-on-you level, not one-on-one, not you and your partner, no, you and you. If you don't deal with it, you're not going to attract a different quality of person. Let's get Sean from Oakland, California in the building. Sean, what's happening, man?
Hey, brother. So I love everything you're saying, and I have to say that, I'm going to break it down kind of in a different way because I've been lucky to be in a long relationship, and there hasn't been too many people who try to mess up my relationship, although there's been a few. But when you talk about what I was trying to achieve in my younger life, like, trying to be a professional baseball player, right? You got haters coming out of the woodworks when you make it a little bit better than they did. And I didn't say anything to any of these people, and I'll never do it to this day. And I don't tell anyone's bad stories that I know all these stories, right? But all behind the scenes, they're like trying to say something bad about you because you were making it a little bit better than they were. And it's the same thing in relationships. This is the thing that kills me about families, is that if you want teamwork to really be the dream work, and I know that's a cliche, but if you really want it to be that, you're trying to lift up everyone in the family. And why wouldn't you? Because if the rest of the family is doing good, you're going to do better. I mean, what the hell? It's a real simple concept. So I hear what you're saying, but people's lives can be really hurt when people make stuff up to try to hate. And I have to tell you, people, if you're one of those people that are doing that.
Oh, Lord. Did we lose Sean? Sean, you're still there.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, Sean.
Oh, I'm here.
Yeah, okay. We lost you for 1 second. But look, hold tight. I want to hear this final point. We got to come forward. But when I come back, I'm going to get your final point. Sean from Oakland is going to tell us what's popping. I'm on fire tonight.
It's on fire tonight. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Kevin Brown, and here's the latest on the Black Information Network. The White House is happy about ongoing declines in gas prices across the U.S. During a briefing, Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre said most of the countries now seeing prices below $4 a gallon.
There you go.
She stressed that the U.S. government will continue
It was the headphone.
oil markets to lower prices even further. The NFL is appealing the sexual misconduct suspension of Cleveland Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson. He was suspended for 6 games
Booker
by a
Ronan,
retired
thank you.
federal judge. The appeal leaves the door open for a more lengthy
water,
suspension.
please.
The NFL returns for the first game of the preseason.
Booker Ronan, call me, man.
On the Las Vegas Raiders at the Hall of Fame game at Canton, Ohio Thursday
Call
night.
me, Booker
Jaguars
Ronan.
coming off a 3-14 season.
We're at
that concluded with them being
1999,
awarded
folks.
the number 1 pick in the draft. The Raiders finished 10-7 before losing in the wild card round to the Cincinnati Bengals. That's the latest. I'm Kevin Brown from the Black Information Network and BINnews.com.
Join me, Kiara Imani, at the live
Book launch event with Malik Books. Attorney, entrepreneur, radio host, and now author of Therapy Isn't Just for White People. Register today at malikbooks.com. Hosted by KBLA's own Dominique DePrima. Come on Saturday,
August 13th, Westfield Culver City Mall at 2 p.m.
Free calendar of planners with the purchase of $75 while supplies last. See you there.
The California Crusader newspaper would like to thank all of our subscribers for their support throughout the years, proudly serving the South Los Angeles and South Bay areas for more than 40 years. The California Crusader is a multicultural, black-owned, adjudicated newspaper that focuses
Theo,
on providing news.
you got the call. Stop hanging up, brother.
for ways to
Are you
assist
hanging up?
businesses in our community to connect with our subscribers. We provide low-cost, effective ways to promote your business without reasonable and affordable advertising rates. You can participate by suggesting, sharing, and submitting your stories on the California Crusader newspaper Community Share Facebook group page, or visit our website at cal-cruise-news.com.
Tonight.
That's calcruisenews.com.
Just
Then
getting
click on the
started.
Submit Now button located on the top right corner of the homepage, or
Don't
text
sit on nobody
CCN
lap.
to 42828. Again, text CCN to 42828. The California Crusader newspaper, working together to build a better community for our future. Subscribe today.
Did you know fixing outdoor leaks can save 27 to 90 gallons of water per day? Even tiny leaks can be huge water wasters.
Theo,
Conserving
keep
water starts
calling,
with a
bro.
few simple water-saving actions at home and in the yard, like adjusting your
So
sprinklers and adding drip irrigation so you water
got 6
only where it's
lines.
needed. We can all do our part to
There's
conserve
3
water.
lines open.
Visit
Theo,
SaveOutWater.com for
that
more
4th
water-saving
line
tips.
is
Save water,
janky than a
save
motherfucker,
California.
Theo. So you might get
Attention seniors on
through,
Medicare and Medicaid
but then it might hang
who are
up on you.
receiving
That
extra
4th
help for your
line is
prescription
fucked up. I'm
drugs.
telling you,
We have
I'll
great
tell you the
news.
truth.
You can change or enroll into a Medicare plan every 3 months if you qualify, all from the comfort and safety of your own home. Over the
Hey, which
phone.
one of my
No
people's
one
in
even
here?
needs to come to your home.
Brothers,
And
sisters,
needs,
I need
we'll
one
tell
brother, I
you
need
all
one
about some
sister.
additional new
Please
Medicare
take a
benefits for
leadership
you,
role
like dental, vision,
on the super
hearing,
chat.
transportation,
Can I
and
get
more.
somebody
Call us.
along with
We'll
Haru
explain
Ali?
all your
He's
new
already
Medicare
done it.
benefits.
Can I get a
Premiums are as low
sister
as
to join
$0
in
per
with
month,
Haru
even
Ali?
if you're not paying
Take a
anything for the
leadership
coverage
role
now.
on the
You
super
need to call
chat.
our licensed
We need
agents
people to
reserve
support
your
this
plan.
channel,
There
man.
are zero-cost
Phone
plans
lines
available in
cracking.
some areas. Don't wait till next year. Get all the Medicare benefits you deserve.
What up, Daniel
Call a
Latham?
licensed
What
agent
up? What
today.
up?
800
Hey,
430-6748.
what do you guys think
430-6748.
about the first track?
That's 800
I'm telling you, I got different tracks. They all instrumental tonight.
Paid for by Senior Choice.
What do you guys think of that first track?
KBLA Talk 1580.
Track
KBLA
is called
Talk 1580
Sundress.
reminding you that when we fight, we
Freddie
win.
Jokum.
Community Coalition trains activists
Joakim,
and
like
organizers
Joakim Noah?
in order to support power building
Come
with
on,
Black,
man.
brown,
Daniel
indigenous,
always
and people
jump
of
right
color.
in and get it
Community
cracking.
Coalition works to help transform the social and economic conditions
Hey,
in
come
South
on.
LA that foster addiction,
Ask the
crime,
boy why
violence, and poverty
Why
by building a
line
community.
Yeah, I have line 4, but if you answer that one, it gets a little wonky
So
up in here.
line number 4 is weird.
Yeah, line
Right.
number 4 is weird, so I don't want to.
All right.
Yeah.
So listen, guys. Line number 4 is weird. Can you just block line number 4?
And Latino organization with
So
the
line
goal
number
of turning
5 will pop
hopelessness
up?
and despair into action. The
I see y'all.
activism
Y'all
of the
getting active
Community
now.
Coalition's
Y'all getting
members
active
and
now. I need
community
y'all to get
residents
active.
has almost solely stimulated economic recovery
My
in South
people
LA
is in
for
here. Where we
decades,
at?
generating billions
We're at
of dollars by
$39.99.
redirecting them to South LA
Brother
schools and
Haru
foster care.
suggested we
In addition,
try to do a
Community
$300
Coalition offers
benchmark.
amazing mind,
Can
body,
and
soul
will you do it?
resources, advocacy, and policy work, and has a
I want
robust
y'all
and
to sign up
active
to that
membership
master
body.
class.
To become a
What
member,
you should
get
do
a
is
referral,
block
or get
line number
support
4.
for your
Can you tell them to
nonprofit,
block
visit
line number 4 so 5 people can pop up?
CocoSouthLA.org. That's CocoSouthLA.org. Or call 323-750-9087. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Vanetta Colbert in the building. Daniel Latham in the building.
Venture X
The Book
from
of Ronan
Capital
in the
One
building.
is the
Let's keep
travel
going.
card
Let's
for
keep
people
going.
always
Let's keep
asking,
going. Who else I
"Where
got in
next?"
here?
You earn 10X
DeMarco
miles on
Holloway.
hotels and rental
Silent
cars, and
Pharaoh.
5X miles
Of
on flights
course.
booked
I
through
think we
Capital
have one
One
more.
Travel. And 2X miles on everything else you buy with Venture X. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges. The Venture X card from Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See
CapitalOne.com for details.
The Institute for Diversity Certification.
Everybody
is all about
saluting
the
everybody.
3 Ds,
Nzinga in the
dedication,
building.
determination, and
Everybody
discipline.
saluting
Learn more about our
everybody.
federally
I
recognized
love to
diversity
see that.
certification program
Everybody
today
salute
by calling
Nzinga.
1-800-983-6192.
Everybody salute Daniel. Everybody
Again,
salute Vanetta.
1-800-983-6192.
Everybody salute
Or visit
the Book of
diversitycertification.org.
Ronan. Everybody
As the
salute
#1
everybody. I love
organization
that
for
shit.
certified diversity
Hey,
professionals and also certified
Haru
diversity
Ali.
executive credentials, diversitycertification.org
He
will
just
provide
hit
an
the super
opportunity for
chat.
you to
He
demonstrate
did the
dedication to
$50
the field,
challenge. He
determination to
dropped
make
that
progress,
in the
and
Cash
more
app.
discipline to your process. Go today.
True
and
Monger
learn more
in the
about
building.
diversity
Everybody
certification
salute.
system.
Everybody
All right, we
salute.
got 30 seconds.
All right, 30 seconds.
983-6192. Again, 983-6192.
Here we go.
Or go to diversitycertification.org. That's diversitycertification.org. The standard of excellence, equity, diversity, and inclusion. You're listening to the Voice of Reason with Phil Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Mics are live right now.
Man, you might have to let this play behind me for a second. Hey! Snoop Dogg and the Dog Pound. My co-host is my playlist. Hey! Ladies and gentlemen, the Voice of Reason is turned up on a Wednesday. Having a real conversation about false accusations. Can you imagine being falsely accused by your partner? You would be living in virtual fear that they might turn fake state's evidence on you. Boy, when you finally see their true colors, you better get out of there. Lord have mercy. We had Sean when we came forward. Now we've come full circle. Let's get Sean from Oakland back in here. The phone lines is cracking right now. Let's get these calls cycling through. Sean from Oakland, you were making your final thought. Please wrap it up for us, good brother.
Hey, brother, if you're hearing me, man, oh, no, Big Snoop Dogg. I love that beat.
Yes.
I won't complete the sentence, but you know what I'm talking about. But
Yes.
here's the thing. A lot of us have to have that courage in our family to not allow people to take the family down. And you're all about relationships, and you've made so many amazing, things for people to think about. You know, if someone is really breaking this down, and someone's really trying to break your family down and go into the court and the legal system and all that, hey, I am not a lawyer or anything like that, but do not let that fester. You nip that right away. You take care of that right away, and you let them know, and you let your family know someone is trying to do us harm. Because, see, that's what people do. They let it fester, and then it becomes a huge problem. I say take care of it early, and it's really sad that people will do that. It's probably jealousy. I've seen this, like I said, with, you're coming up and you're trying to make good. You're trying to do something that most people can't do, like, like your son's a hoopster, trying to play professional sports and that, and people will try to knock you down instead of lift you up. Well, I'll tell you what, let's keep those people out of our lives and make sure you don't let it fester.
Man, Sean, once again, right into McCovey Cove. We appreciate the info. We appreciate the insight. Thank you so much for the call, my friend. Call in anytime. You already know what it is.
Thanks, brother. You guys have a wonderful evening.
Yes, sir. The Voice of Reason is on fire tonight. Have you suffered from false accusations, things that you didn't do, that you can prove you didn't do from within your relationship? A false accusation is a claim or allegation of wrongdoing that is untrue and / or otherwise unsupported by facts. False accusations are also known as groundless accusations or unfounded accusations or false allegations or false claims. Has this ever happened to you in an intimate relationship? Somebody you thought had your back? Somebody you thought had love and respect for you? I need to know. This is very interesting, man. This is very interesting. And I know a lot of men that have gone off on a mission because a half-truth was told. The white lady, no disrespect. It's not about her color here, but it is. The white lady who had a half-truth about Emmett Till. She spoke, she's still alive today.
She said she's on.
Right? Spoke a half-truth, right? And look what happened to Emmett Till. And she's still alive today. Enjoyed many breaths of Earth's sweet oxygen since telling a half-truth. What about the Johnny Depp case? Huh? And Amber Heard? See, people be trying to act like, let me tell you something about relationships, and then I'm going to get to the phone lines real quick. Let me tell you something about relationships. They are bi-directional. They're not unidirectional. They go both ways. You're going to read relationship books that are catered to women. When was the last time you read a relationship book that was catered to men? Do you understand what I'm saying? Again, society has to carve out a market. And, let's speak to this group, this demographic, because this demographic doesn't read, or this demographic isn't interested. Do you get what I'm saying? So what happens is the narrative becomes unbalanced. When we are all, men and women, we're all a part of the human condition. And a lot of the things that affect men affect women and vice versa. We may have different expressions of it, but some of these scenarios affect us, and I'm here to tell you. You tell me there ain't people out there with false accusations in their relationship. Let's get into some tips and signs. But before I do that, let's get my man Coop from Compton. Compton's in the house. What's happening, man?
Hey, what up, bro? How you doing?
Man, I'm in here cooking, dog. You know what it is.
That's right. Well, I was listening to you for a few minutes. You had touched on something. You were saying that, like, most people don't even start the self-work, within a relationship or even prior. So, like, what does that mean, or what does that look like, doing the self-work? Is it like reading books, going to church, praying, going to therapy? Or is this, you just going to try to figure it out on your own? Because typically that's really what it is. We get into these relationships, and then we'll figure it out along the way, instead of, doing the work, prior to getting in the relationship, and even doing the work in the relationship,
Nah, you hit on something very powerful yourself. You listed a whole bunch of things you can do that triggers the self-work. Right? You understand what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say, hey, go join Scientology, or go join the Jehovah's Witness, or go join this or that. I'm gonna say, join whatever you vibrate on, if it's a religious thing that you're vibrating on. Right? Go become a Christian, go become a Muslim. I'm gonna say, no. Whatever you're vibrating on, go do that. Right? If it's meditation, if it's Buddhism, if it's Hindu, I don't care what it is. But if the intent is to embrace what's inside of you that hasn't been reconciled. Because let me tell you what relationship does. Relationship shows you. See, we focused on relationships showing us them. No, your partner reflects, watch what I'm about to say, brother. Your partner reflects your conditioning. Your partner reflects your projections. So whatever you haven't healed, that kind of colors what you see. So if your partner does something and it triggers you, part of that is them. There's a behavior associated to what they're doing. But if you don't know the intent behind the behavior, what you've been through might define the intent. Oh, you trying to take advantage of me? No, I'm just skipping next to you. You trying to race? No, I'm not trying to race. Do you get what I'm saying? Do you understand the analogy? So again, you have to go inward and say, what did I model from my house, from my environment, from my early years? Bill Lipton, the author of The Biology of Belief, says it all the time. Your consciousness and who you're going to be is pretty much set by the age of 7. Now, as you grow older, you start tweaking that stuff, whatever is in your consciousness. And then by the time you're an adult and you're ready for some relationships, that's how you know what the flaws are within what you modeled. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah,
But
man.
like a lot of times, my relationships, like they're more performance based and more entitlement. Because my lady and I, my wife and I, we'll always have this argument, and it feels like entitlement. Like, you give me what I need, and you let me, work out what I need to work out on myself. But it's like I'm always the one finding myself performing at a higher level, while my partner gets to operate, and function on a mediocre level.
Oh,
and
wait. Oh, did I say your name right, Coop?
Yeah, cool.
Hey, Coop, stay with me, because you starting to cook, man. You stay right. Don't leave. Compton's in the house. When we come forward, more from my brother Coop out of Compton.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
Shit good.
1 minute, 30-second break.
Got you.
The California Crusader newspaper would like to thank all of our subscribers for their support throughout the years, proudly serving the South Los Angeles and South Bay areas for more than 40 years. The California Crusader is a multicultural, black-owned, educated newspaper that focuses on providing
somebody signing up to the artofselfempathy.com.
Looking for ways to assist businesses.
Who's signing up tonight?
To connect with our subscribers. We provide low-cost, effective ways to promote your business without reasonable and affordable advertising rates. You can participate by suggesting, sharing, and submitting your stories on the California Crusader newspaper Community Share Facebook
Who's signing up tonight?
Or visit our website at cal-cruise-news.com.
The Art of Self-Empathy. Who's signing up tonight?
The Submit Now button
It's going to be lit.
Or text CCN to 42828. Again, text CCN to
It's going to be
42828.
fire.
The California Crusader newspaper, working together to build a better community for our future. Subscribe today.
That's what Bobby says.
Like bones, your teeth lose
Pat you on the back
become weaker over
to
time,
find a soft
which can lead
spot
to
to
tooth
stab
decay.
you.
And that can make
Yeah.
a visit to the dentist feel like this.
30 seconds. Music coming in first.
But if you want your dental visit to feel like this,
Y'all ready for this playlist?
try
Y'all
new
not
Crest
saying nothing about my
Densify.
playlist.
Crest
Should I just go back to
Densify
regular
actively
music?
rebuilds tooth density to extend the life of teeth.
by remineralizing enamel. New Densify from Crest, the #1 toothpaste brand in America. Smile, Crest has you covered.
More of the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams right now on KBLA Talk 1580.
Mike's alive in 3, 2, 1.
Yes, indeed. The Voice of Reason returns. Come on, man. Are y'all hip to Moonchild? This track is called Wise Woman. My playlist is on fire tonight. Come on, man. Let's dip back to Compton. My homeboy Coop. Coop, jump back in here, man. Talk to me, man. You was making a very heavy point that I want you to be able to deal with. Go ahead.
Okay, I think where we left off on like entitlement.
No. You were saying your partner isn't reflecting the same spiritual work ethic as you are. That's what you were saying.
Well, somewhere like along that line, I mean, I still got spiritual work I need to do, because I'm not gonna reject myself and say I don't have no work. I got a whole lot of work to do. But what I've learned over the years with my partner, with my wife, is that she had unhealed trauma from the past, from past relationships and from childhood that really didn't get rectified. So I find myself a lot of times having to pull back and be patient, and I try to understand that. But it could be more difficult than trying to do. You understand?
Nah, yeah. Go ahead.
So I had to learn that you can't put someone's growth on your timeline.
Come on.
Timeline is different.
Come on, brother.
I'm saying it is one thing, but actually doing it and living it is a whole other thing.
But see, that's your work. See,
Right.
her work is whatever her work is, and your work might have been patience. Do you see how the triggers are related? Her trauma needs to be dealt with. It comes out through your relationship. Your work might be patience that comes out through the relationship. But you needed her issue in order to trigger what you needed to work on. Do you see how it's related? Come on,
Right.
man. Good
But
stuff.
so much pain comes from that. And then, like me, I try to get away from pain because, typically I already want to deal with it, but I know it's a part of life, and I'm trying to get better at it. But, from, the issues that we have, we go back and forth, a lot of pain comes from that, and it adds on to the pain that's already been there.
No.
And I'll be like, damn.
No, there is no adding on to the pain. Pain is pain. And you'll learn that once you stop trying to get away from pain. Once you open up to pain and embrace pain. Trust me, brother, when I tell you this, I've lived this. This is not something I read in a book. Once you open up and say, I'm going to sit here and treat pain like an honored guest in my house. I'm going to ask pain, does it want tea? How long you visited? See, because back to Carl Jung, what we resist persists. We will catch a fade from what we try to evade. See, people run from the work. That's how you catch a fade. That's how the work put hands on you. Right? What we seek to evade, the work we seek to evade, will eventually give us that fade. We're going to get faded by what we're trying to evade. Again, man, you got to sit with it, and it will unravel. It will soften. The same works for fear. Man, hey, brother, I appreciate you, man. You cooked tonight. Thank you, Coop, for calling in. When we come forward, man, I got to talk to my homeboy. Number love, man. When we come forward, I got to talk to my homeboy, Theo, from South Carolina.
The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings will disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams.
They finna steal all that shit, Mr. So just said, go on, God. Of course, they listen to me. Motherfuckers listen to me.
Because there's no time like the present to talk to our guests.
Our 100-year-old guests.
What we evade.
80 and 90-year-olds too. But the older the better, right, Brian?
What we resist.
And such
Carl Jung, what we resist persists.
History on record.
history
What
corrected.
we evade, the inner work we evade, will eventually give us that fade.
Politics, race, music,
Baseball.
baseball. From sports to the silver screen.
From our 100-year-old guests.
So
You
join
going to
us
the best.
for the time.
You going to the top. You the next Lenny Bruce.
And listen live Fridays at 5 a.m.
And we get
You the next Lenny Bruce.
on KBLA Talk 1580.
Wake up and text.
Text and eat. Text and meet up with a friend you haven't seen in forever.
Fortunately for me,
Text
not
and
very
complain
many
that they're
people
on their
watch.
phone the
Whole time.
Text and listen to them
But this
complain that
one
you're on
was
your
on
phone the
there.
whole time.
Not very many people
Text
watch.
and whatever. But when you get behind the wheel, give your phone to a passenger. Put it in the glove box. Just don't text and drive. Visit StopTextsStopWrecks.org.
A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
It was one of the top shows
Look at
over
all
here.
the money made in
Top-
cryptocurrency becomes such a burden. Let's face it, for
This
some who are overnight fortunate, shiny cars and fancy homes are just a temporary fix. With so
Somebody
many people
meme
in
what
the
Zoe
world in
said,
need,
exactly.
now there's a place to
Zostradamus.
spread the wealth and keep a family's lights on. Pay it forward. And where there's blight, plant trees.
Millions
Party with a purpose and save
listeners.
lives. 3 Quality is an easy
KBLA,
solution to
Talk,
charitable giving and
1580,
connects us all.
AM radio, terrestrial radio, all over the country. Don't get it
Those at
twisted.
their lowest point now have a fund financed by crypto in which to turn. Need help or wish to provide help? Crypto meets charity at 3 Quality. Visit 3, that's the number 3, quality.net.
Daniel said they
where
measure
every
you
human is
more
equal.
than they mentor you. About writing prescriptions.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Mike's alive.
the voice of reason, back in here with his all-instrumental playlist. My playlist is my co-host. My co-host is my playlist. This is from a legendary soundtrack, Above the Rim. It's Dog Pound. And pardon the title of the track, but let me tell you, I just love the track. The title of the track is called Big Pimpin'. Come on, the Dog Pound. This is cold. Let's get to Theo from South Carolina. It's time for you to chime in, brother. Talk to me, man.
What it is, though, man?
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna break it down to you, though. I feel like from the culture standpoint right now, we're cashing in our integrity for a feeling that is limited because the bills got to be paid.
Come on, man. Keep going. Keep going.
So, I'm so serious, though. Like, I recognize I had to humble myself in certain situations. Like maybe a year ago or 2 years ago, I would say a lot of things that was almost kind of like piggybacking off of the things that you were breaking down. But what I had to realize was it don't affect you until you're in relationship. It's easy to say those things when you're single. But when you get in a relationship, everything that you told yourself that you wouldn't be putting up with, you start to recognize, you start to deal with. But though, here's the thing. It was, like you said, it was mirroring to me what it is I either had to work on or get away from. And that part is a struggle. It is a major struggle because you're questioning yourself in the moments like, am I supposed to be dealing with this? And then some things you know you're not supposed to be dealing with. It's the fear there of whatever it is from your past that won't let you walk away from the situation. Because you don't want to be a person of, I'm just going to give up. You don't want to give up in every relationship that you get in because you're getting in a relationship because you want to be with somebody long term.
Right. But let me hit you with this, Theo. Daniel Latham in the chat room said something quite profound that aligns with your point. He says, instead of people mentoring each other, they're caught up measuring each other. They're busy measuring as opposed to mentoring. And I've always said a mentor just means a mirror. Because a mentor has to be able to see something in you that they've already discovered in themselves, which is why they pick you to mentor you. They say, hey man, I got something for you. I see where you going. I'm gonna help you. Do you get what I'm saying? Right. So in relationships, we caught up measuring instead of mentoring, i.e. reflecting back what needs to be dealt with within ourselves. Talk to me, man.
If like a person like yourself, though, I don't know who you date.
So wait, hold on, Theo. We hold on, we got to go forward. You gonna stay with me for a minute, brother. Then we gonna go to Roland. Then we gonna go to Pasadena. We gonna go to Richie Rich. But Theo, you got to stay with me for a second. When we come forward, the voice of reason will continue this most hot topic.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Kevin Brown, and here's the latest on the Black Information Network. The White House is happy
They not
about
ready for what I
ongoing declines in gas
do.
prices across the U.S. During a briefing, Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre said most of the country is now seeing prices below $4 a gallon. She stressed that the U.S. government will continue pressing global oil markets to lower prices even further. The NFL is appealing the sexual misconduct suspension of Cleveland Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson. He was suspended for 6 games by a retired federal judge. The appeal leaves the door open for a more lengthy suspension. The NFL returns for the first game of the preseason. Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the Las Vegas Raiders at the Hall of Fame game in Canton, Ohio Thursday night. Jaguars coming off a 3-14 season that concluded with them being awarded the #1 pick in the draft. The Raiders finished 10-7 before losing in the wild card round to the Cincinnati Bengals. That's the latest. I'm Kevin Brown from the Black Information Network and BINnews.com.
The co-hosts pull out the rhythmalism. They said the rhythmalism.
Now that I have your attention, may I ask you this question? What image comes to mind when you hear the word homeless?
We in here.
Do you believe it to be solely a big city urban problem? A problem that only affects cities like Los Angeles and New York that have been inundated with panhandlers and tent encampments? What causes one to become houseless? And what strategies should be implemented to assist in helping people achieve and maintain housing stability? And do you believe having access to affordable housing should be a right in this country?
Well, you've come to the right place. You're listening to LA's all-new progressive
Talk radio station of the people, by the people, for the people. It's KBLA Talk 1580, and we've got you covered around the clock. Racism,
We don't hate white people, we hate the oppressors, whether he be white, black, brown, or yellow.
we got you. Miseducation, we got you. Gun violence, we have
Man,
you
I got
covered.
so many heaters on this instrumental playlist. It's crazy.
Evidence-based alternative radio station for progressive, open-minded people like you and me. Welcome home, LA. We're all in this together.
Thank you, Haru.
It's KBLA Talk
Thank
1580, broadcasting from the heart of LA's Leimert Park. We've got a lot to talk about.
You can't do it unless you believe that you can do it.
Mike's alive in 3, 2, 1.
I knew all I had was you. Talk my mind and thinking that I could go without you.
Yeah! The voice of reason on his Robert Glasper. The name of the track is Find You. Listen, we always in search of somebody, but never really in search of self. Nobody's ever going to help you. The song is called Find You. It's Robert Glasper featuring Man Omari. Right? We're always looking for somebody. Can somebody come with the answer? No, you're born with the answer. Ladies and gentlemen, we're having a very deep topic tonight. Are false accusations in relationships a form of emotional abuse? Yes. Falsely accusing you of cheating. Falsely accusing you of lying. Falsely accusing you of many other things. I mean, and I'm going to say, a lot of times people be right. Let's just, come on now. Come on now. Come on. We'll get into that. Let's get back to my brother Theo from South Carolina. Theo, let's talk, brother.
I'm gonna jump back in on it, though. I mean, you asked me how how do I measure myself through my partner? I guess my question would be, how do I measure myself to a hothead? Because the respect amongst the community for black men right now to me is at an all-time low. So how do I get the respect of the family, the baby mamas, the people within the streets that are ready to critique black men a certain particular type of way?
All right.
It's like it's impossible to measure.
Stay with me. I'll answer that, and then you can add me up. So, do you understand? Because a lot of people don't like this metaphor that relationship is a mirror. They don't like that metaphor. Relationship as a mirror. They don't like it, right? And they say, well, no, my partner don't mirror me. But then at the same time, they'll quote Carl Jung, and Carl Jung's shadow work. And then you say, well, how is the shadow work and the work that Carl Jung did associated with the mirror of relationship metaphor? Now, before I answer that, I'm going to throw this back to you. Are black men and women in general in relationship with sisters and our community in general?
I say some, but not all.
I said in general. I didn't say absolute, so that is some but not, right? Right? Okay. In general, are we in relationship with each other and to each other?
Yes.
Right, because when somebody is running for some office, you got to vote for your brother. You better vote for your sister. Do you get what I'm saying? So we are in a relationship. Would you say that relationship is toxic?
Yes, it is. Simply due to the fact, from my point of view, my vantage point is, we're trying to mirror other people's relationships and saying that that's the measuring stick. Right. Watching other cultures of people and thinking that they have the answers, and they learn most of what they learn from us.
Right.
So it's like, how can we get to being in our own mindset as a people when we're always constantly distracted by looking at what others are doing.
So let's go back. Go back to the point that I tabled earlier about Carl Jung. You got the same black folk who don't like relationship as a mirror, right? As an adequate descriptor for how our relationships are inherently spiritual and how we attract our lessons to us. So if our community is not respecting us, would that also intimate that we aren't respecting ourselves?
Agreed.
Okay. So now watch this. Let's go deeper. Carl Jung, shadow work, right? How many brothers you know actually doing shadow work? I mean, for real, for real. Okay.
Very few.
Now
Very few.
let me hit you with the etymological root of the word mirror. Not the definition, but the etymological root of the word, what the word actually meant. Of course, it means polished surface, metal of glass, coated glass, used to reflect images, old French, a reflecting glass, looking glass, observation model, example, exemplar, mirror to look at, right? But if you go deep down to the Old English, sakua, mirror means shade or shadow.
Right, wow.
Oh, so her disrespect is a mirror of your shadow work that you refuse to do. So what if men said, it ain't nobody's responsibility to grow me up but me? What if men divorced their toxic relationship with blame?
Good point, huh?
How you gonna say it's masculine to be accountable, but then turn around and blame everything and everybody for everything and everything you've been through? Come on now.
Wow. So that means that black men have to do a lot more shadow work than women then, in a sense.
No, it's no. Listen, the positive side of the battery doesn't have to work harder than the negative side of the battery. He's got to get in balance.
I got you now.
Do you see?
I got you.
He just got to get in balance. He got to get in tune. Yeah. He got to get in line with himself. He got to stop thinking spiritual work is feminine. He's got to stop looking at spirituality is soft. What? You got to.
I agree.
Come on, man. That's that old.
Let me ask you a question. One more question, though. So I use the book, you always give The Way of the Superior Man as a measuring stick as well for doing the spiritual work. But the pushback is like, there's no listening. There's no real truth listening going on. And I mean, I'm listening to Dr. Mark Goldstein's book, just listening and everything to try to, bridge a gap between me and this person to have a dialogue that's deeper than what's on the surface of what's going on in our situation. Because really, it's a money thing, I feel like, that's out here that's really strangling people from really getting in relationship with each other long term.
Again,
if you can't, like says, if you can't feed people, can't lead people.
But again, if your relationship is rooted in survival, if your relationship is on the bottom rung of Maslow's hierarchy, we together, because together we can have mac and cheese. Separate, I've got mac and you've got cheese. Do you see? And so guess what? And guess what will happen? If I don't fulfill your desired outcomes, I was never truthful. So now, when the moment I sense, oh God, this is the wrong situation, I start being petty through my body language. I start slight collecting. Let me collect these slights, these perceived slights that I think this man is shooting towards me. Or let me start keeping notes, because just in case this thing goes sideways, I'm gonna have a ledger of facts to be able to levy against. Do you see what's happening?
Yeah.
Man, heavy stuff, man. Theo, man, I appreciate you calling in, man, and shadow boxing with me, man. I loved it, man. South Carolina in the building, we appreciate it. When we come forward, we gonna go to Pasadena, then we gonna go to Indianapolis. Zoe Williams is on fire tonight.
He's on fire tonight. This is the voice of reason with Zoe Williams exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
If I'm going in,
Saturday, August 27th.
where y'all at?
1580 welcomes the Lamert Park Jazz Festival.
Why I gotta go in by myself?
The Jazz Classics featuring Patrice.
I go in every night. I be tired as fuck coming down here, man. I swear to God, I want to stay home today, man.
And Edwin Livingston. Plus PS
I go ham every night.
Jungle Jazz, Kamal Daoud, and a band of griots. The Lamert Park Experience featuring Dwight Tribble and Ryan Porter and more.
Every night we be on fire.
Absolutely free. There are a limited number of
When we
VIP
do
tickets
get a
available
good call
on sale
like the
now.
one that just came in, I tell y'all, that's the blueprint. Call in and we can have that interaction.
Saturday, August 27th at the Baldwin Hills Crenshaw Mall. Feel the rhythm of Patrice Rush, Pete Escovedo, and more. Free general admission.
Baby, sitting a 4-year-old. Hey,
Hey,
man. My granddaughter about to be 4.
In association with the world stage.
I gotta get some
Theo,
Peppa
what's
Pig
wrong, girl?
shit.
I thought getting my bachelor's
Peppa
degree was going
Pig.
to get me out of this dead-end job. I just want to make more money.
It seems a bachelor's just doesn't cut it anymore.
Hey, who's 4-year-olds is fucking with Peppa Pig right now? My granddaughter's on Peppa Pig.
I know, but with a full-time job,
Kids, and family responsibilities, I don't have the time to go back to school.
Iman,
I
thank
went back to
you.
school for my master's and got it done in 2 years.
Hey,
How'd you
man,
do
I love
that?
that call, Theo.
Institute of Advanced Management. They offer
Good
solo-paced
shit.
2-year MBA degree programs, and you
Y'all
don't
didn't
need
know
to take the
motherfucking
GRE
mirror
to
meant
accept it.
shadow,
The
huh?
program is hybrid.
Y'all
Half
didn't
the
know
classes
that,
are on
did you?
campus on the weekends, and the other
Fucked
half
you
are
up,
online.
didn't it?
Weekends on campus and the rest
Just online? I can handle that. But what if I can't afford to get my
MBA.
Hey,
California Institute of
my
Advanced
granddaughter on
Management
Paw
has
Patrol
financial
too.
aid and scholarships
That
available.
Paw
And
Patrol,
they're
I bought her
enrolling
that
now
shit
for
for
fall
Christmas. She went
2022
crazy.
classes. Just go to CIAM.edu or call 626-350-1500
Paw Patrol, man. That's
to
a
get
real
started
situation.
today. What was the website and phone number
And
again?
before
I'm
that, she
calling
was on
right
that
now.
Baby Shark shit.
CIAM.edu or call 626-350-1500.
Man,
Enroll for fall 2022
it was all
classes
type
and
of
get
Baby
your
Sharks,
future started
baby
today.
snails,
California Institute of Advanced
baby
Management.
cars. It was all
Management.
types of shit. God damn.
talk about going to the bathroom in public. So
She loved that Baby Shark shit for real. E-Mad, y'all shout out E-Mad, man. He giving us love, man. That etymology be a mug, nigga. Mirror means shadow. Relationship is a mirror. You can't say I'm gonna do my shadow work and say, but I don't believe in the mirror shit.
We want you to know what you're downloading. Now you listen to me closely. In a recent
No, I got you, brother. Raise that young
survey
kid.
conducted by the Public Opinion
Ladies and
Research and
gentlemen,
Public
we are
Policy
at
Consulting
79.98.
1580 was found to be the most trusted, credible, and reliable
Can we
source
get to
on the
100?
airwaves for Black Los Angeles and beyond. Check it out. We take our role seriously as your trusted
Who's
messenger.
gonna take
At
us over the
KBLA
top?
1580, it's
Get
about
us to $100. If we get to $100, YouTube takes 70. I mean, they take 30. We'll get 70. They take 30%. Who's gonna help us get there?
And definitely not back to the good old days. Might as well forget it. No way. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580.
On July 16th, the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline Hotline officially became the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline.
Can't see your shadow while you're on your back, unless you got mirrors on the ceiling.
The service also launched a new quick dial hotline number for California residents. Californians can now call or text 988 any time of the day,
7 days a week, to reach trained counselors who can help with mental health
So
or substance
when the
abuse
whole
crises.
Spirit of God
The previous
overshadowed Mary.
1-800 number for the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline
will still be available for an
unspecified amount of time.
One of the goals of this quick 988 dial
Hotline number is to
divert people in crisis
to mental health specialists as
opposed to going through 911.
emergency line.
Nzinga, thank you, love.
Who might not be as equipped to
Thank
address
you,
mental
love.
health
We're at
episodes.
84.97. Can we get there?
You're listening to the
Daniel
Voice
killing
of
with the
Reason
quotes.
with
Here come the playlist.
only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Yeah, Mike is live.
You ain't never heard that instrumental of Leave Me Alone. Come on, Mike. Don't you know? The Voice of Reason on fire tonight. The playlist is my co-host. Mike said, just leave me alone. Leave me. Okay, have you ever been with somebody? You liked them, but you wanted them to leave you alone. You'd had those leave me alone thoughts in your mind, right? Do you know how many people are in a relationship right now tolerating each other? Oh, goodness. I heard one comedian, I don't know who said it. You guys probably could remind me when he said, oh, they're over there breathing. Oh, my God. Somebody breathe. Again, let me tell you something. We have misunderstood the purpose of relationships. So when I see something like false accusations, right, that is somebody trying to hurt you to your core. And remember, hurt people hurt people. And like I said before, Dr. Alan Berger, author of 12 Steps to Emotional Sobriety, he said it another way. On my last masterclass, he said it another way. He said, we are all victims of victims trying to break a negative cycle of victimhood. Perpetual, recycled, reciprocal victimhood. See, what keeps victimhood going is blaming, right? Is accusation. I didn't deserve this. Y'all did this because of that. This happened because of that. And people don't understand that your mindset has a frequency and a vibrational level to it, a vibration to it. And what happens is you think you don't deserve what you get until you take personal inventory and find out what it is you're doing to yourself. I know that was heavy. Once you find out and take accountability for what you're doing to yourself, what you've said to yourself, how you've judged yourself internally, how you've made yourself small, I was talking to the sister, I'm not going to put her out there, but I was talking to the sister earlier before the show even started. And just some basic questions led to, I'm in search of approval. I said, you can't seek approval from the outside. Well, I'm in search of validation. You can't seek validation from the outside. You got to, listen, you got to wake up every day working on your inner champion. Or you're going to be somebody else's champion. I need you to understand that. That's what's going to happen. See, the more you can bring to a relationship in terms of fulfilling who you are, expanding what you are, accepting what you are, loving on what you are, work in progress, loving the progress of continuously growing up. See, when you fall in love with that process, you're going to walk into situations already in self-love. Do you know how many? Oh, man, there's so many people out there, man. They don't love themselves. They don't approve of themselves. They're not cool with themselves. And this is why they find fault in others. It's blame over claim. But only somebody that is in the process of transmuting their inner champion into a champion is really invested in accountability, in claiming what is theirs. Listen, when you see pettiness in intimate relationships, you are seeing the precursors of blame. And is not false accusation a form of blaming? This person did that. And I'm talking about false accusations. I'm not talking about something that actually happened. A false accusation is an aggrandized form of blame. Petty tendergrass. Oh, God. Oh, man, I got a whole list of petty things to see. You know, people who can't take responsibility for what they say and do. People who can't be wrong. People who can't be checked. I'm trying to show you some things. These are the precursors for the false accusations. 1-800-920-1580. Let's get to my guy. I'm Richie Rich. I'm coming to you. This brother just been on a little bit longer than you. Roland from Indianapolis is in the building. Roland, get in here, man.
Roland Martin from Indianapolis.
It's Ronan. He put it Roland. It's Ronan Martin. What up? Somebody.
What's up, man?
How you doing, brother? Get in here, man. Talk to me. And you know I gotta tell you, no profanity, brother.
I know. I'm going through rehab. So I'm good. But when it comes to this whole thing about these accusations, it kind of reminds me of when Brother Bain gave Malcolm that nutmeg.
Nutmeg. Like, that's the last one you're gonna get now. I ain't gonna give you no more.
Like, I had to give you this so you can hear me.
Ooh.
And I say that because, like, a lot of times I was programmed to, in order to save other people, I had to sacrifice myself senselessly.
Mm-hmm.
So most times you get those people who give you so much programming, trauma, bad situations, because you have to have a healthy relationship with yourself. Otherwise, nothing you aspire to have or do will come to fruition. It will all fail.
Keep going, Ronan. Keep going. You're cooking right now. I need you to continue. You're still on. Keep cooking.
And the thing is, like, in back-to-back relationships, I figure, like, karma will set you up to where, like, look, I will let you sleep with your trauma, but you won't get rest. I will let you hold the hand of somebody who's just as problematic as you are, but there'll be nothing more more like a carnal bookmark. You're trying to sit there you're trying to skip these chapters, and until you learn these lessons, you're going to repeat this cycle, or you're going to run into something even more worse than the last until you start looking within and fix yourself.
Hey, brother, let me just say, man, it was worth it, man. You hanging on the line. I know you got 2 more. Give me 2 more slappers. Let's go.
Okay, good. The reason why a lot of times we get referred to or refer to people as bookmark butt cheeks, I'll say. Because when it comes to you being stuck on the carnal things of life, you're not paying attention to the lessons you need to see. So you always you're still in that hamster wheel of failure. So when it comes down to it, until you learn these lessons, you're going to be in that traumatic situation.
Absolutely.
You're going to be dealing with emotional homelessness. You're going to deal with these traumatic situations to where, like, you know what, until this cycle stops, either you're allowed to destroy you or a chance to stop and teach yourself how to heal yourself. And you could be teaching the other person away, apart from them, or with them, how to face themselves.
Man, let me just say, man, you brought Indianapolis into the building, man. We appreciate you so much for calling. My brother Ronan, the Book of Ronan, again, he's the quote killer. What'd you call it? What'd you say? Earth, petty, and failure instead of earth, wind, and fire? Thank you for the call, brother. We appreciate it. Call in anytime. Yes, sir. Let's get to my hometown, Pasadena, California. Richie Rich in the building. Richie, jump in here and cook for me, man.
What's happening, Big Zo, man? What's happening to everybody? You know, the false accusations, they really help you, though. You feel me? Because, well, just in my experience, if you got a woman that's saying, where was you at? I heard you was with your so-and-so, whatever the false accusation is. If you know it's not true, that's really them saying, hey, that what I'm accusing you of exists within me. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So she accusing you of cheating, she cheating. You feel me? If it's your boy accusing you of trying to holler at the girl or, you know, stealing, that's his get down. You know what I'm saying? And then if it's on a whisper campaign level, as we would call it, like, oh man, don't like Zoe for X, Y, and Z, and then you actually get around Zoe, it's more impactful. Like, man, I heard that you was X, Y, and Z, but when I got around you, man, you solid as a rock. You
Right.
know what I mean? So it really helps you. You know what I mean? When you're strong enough, you know the false accusations ain't gonna stick. You know what I mean? When you a real rep, you're gonna be out there campaigning for your name, and can't nobody throw no jacket on you that won't fit because you out there accessible. They're like, man, that ain't the homie. You don't get down like that.
Come on,
you know
man.
what I mean? So that's why it's so important for your word to mean something, and you for to step out there, get it under the street lights, get in the streets, and make a name for yourself. So ain't no false accusations can even come in the door. You know what I mean?
So hey, you know what? You done brought Pasadena in so tough. You done inspired me a little bit. Can I tell you? I should do a whole show on it, but I'm not. I'm just going to drop this jewel right here. Most people do not understand the power of being misunderstood.
Oh, man.
See, if you're misunderstood, they've got the wrong information about you. So they got the wrong game plan. They don't know how to game plan for you because they've misunderstood you. It's like Obi-Wan Kenobi talking to Anakin. Don't do it, Anakin. I have the high ground because you don't know who you're dealing with. Man, being misunderstood is wonderful, man. And when your partner exhibits the pettiness, somebody said Petty Hardaway, Petty Lavelle, Petty White, Petty Wop, right? Right? When you have a partner that begins to show manipulative, controlling, slight collecting behaviors, these are red flags that you should, and I'm saying as a man, women, you tell yourself another way, but as a man, you tell both your heads, tell both your brains, you better watch those signs and then get out of this situation. That's why the sign presented itself to you. Men got to stop ignoring the signs. Sometimes we ignore signs, sometimes we don't even see signs. Let me just do that.
For real. And how you being manipulated? You want to be manipulated. You know what I mean? Put your foot down and say, hey, baby, no, that ain't how we rocking. That ain't the truth. And that's what it is.
Hey, Rich, stay with me. I got to come forward real quick, but stay with me because we cooking, little bro.
Indeed.
Hey, the voice of reason on fire tonight. When we come forward, more from Pasadena's own Richie Rich.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
I'm Kevin Brown, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. The White House is happy about ongoing declines in gas prices across the U.S. During a briefing, Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre said most of the country is now
This happens a lot, man.
$4 a gallon. She stressed that the U.S. government will continue pressing global oil
Hey, man, I'm
markets
out
to
here
lower
cooking
prices
right
even
now.
further. The NFL is appealing the sexual misconduct suspension of Cleveland Browns quarterback
No, but
Deshaun
this
Watson.
happens in
He was
relationship. My
suspended for
homeboy went
6
through a
games
relationship
by a
with,
retired
man.
federal judge. The
This
appeal
happens a
leaves
lot,
the door
man.
open for a more
This happens
lengthy
a lot.
suspension. The NFL returns
That's
for
all
the
I can
first
say.
game of the preseason. Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the Las Vegas
I be
Raiders in the
trying
Hall
to
of
give
Fame game in
examples
Canton,
that
Ohio,
my
Thursday night.
homeboys that I've been
Jaguars
able
coming
to
off a
observe
3-14 season that
go through
concluded with them
some,
being awarded the number 1 pick
or
of the draft. The Raiders
examples of when I've
10-7
seen
before losing in the wild
sisters
card
go
round
through
to the
certain
Cincinnati
things.
Bengals. That's the latest.
I just
I'm
don't
Kevin
want to.
Brown from the Black Information
Somebody
Network
says, Zoe,
and
you just dropped the
BINnews.com.
gym. What was the gym?
You're the
victim of a car accident, who goes to bat for
What
you
was
is
the
crucial.
gym? Somebody
We're
write the gym.
MVP accident attorneys, the personal injury pros. Hiring the right law firm could be the difference between a rewarding settlement and
Teddy Malo.
maximum compensation you deserve.
Petty Mayweather. Y'all
Call
dumb as
pros
hell.
at MVP accident attorneys at 833
What was the jewel I just dropped?
wins for a free case review. Call 833 MVP wins.
Call me your MVP. Did you know fixing outdoor
recognizing
leaks
the
can
red
save
flag.
27 to 90 gallons of water per day? Even tiny leaks can be huge water wasters. Conserving water starts with a few simple water-saving actions at home and in the yard, like adjusting your sprinklers
And adding drip irrigation so you water only where it's needed. We can all do our part to conserve water. Visit SaveOurWater.com for more water-saving tips. Save water, save California.
What up?
If you live in LA County, you could be eligible for free internet. Call 866-298-1825.
Verbal Ascension, what up?
Free home internet. Call 866-298-1825. Brought to you by LA County's Delete the Divide initiative. 866-298-1825.
Geico presents Daily Affirmations.
Pay attention to it.
Thoughts are like the ocean.
Especially you're in an intimate relationship with somebody.
Our thoughts create
Intimate relationship with a woman, or if you're in an intimate relationship, sisters, you're in an intimate relationship with a man, and he's exhibiting those behaviors. Hey, you don't try to change him.
What about washboard
Sisters.
abs? Just give it a go. Think really hard. Okay.
Brother.
Keep thinking. To manifest more Geico in your life, go to geico.com.
Do you have Medicare?
What up, what
and
up,
do you
what
use
up?
a CPAP machine? This is a national healthcare alert regarding your CPAP supplies. Using a clean CPAP mask and clean supplies is important to staying healthy. The best way to make sure your CPAP equipment is clean is to get new supplies. If you have Medicare, we have great news. Medicare will pay for you to have new clean supplies every 90 days. We'll even do all the paperwork for you to make sure that there's little to no out-of-pocket cost to you. And you don't even have to leave your home. We provide free in-home delivery. So if you're a CPAP user and you have Medicare, staying healthy with new CPAP equipment is easy. Just make this free phone call right now to get started. Sponsored by Specialty Medical. 800-245-3098. 800-245-3098. 800-245-3098. That's 800-245-3098.
KBLA Talk 1580.
Get petty. Ah, fuck that. I'm coming back in with that, Xylon.
Asian Americans
I'm coming back in with that one, man.
Legal and civil rights organization for Asian Americans, Native Hawaiians, and Pacific Islanders. Founded in 1983 as the Asian Pacific American Legal Center, Advancing Justice LA serves more than 15,000 individuals and organizations every year. Their mission is to advocate for civil rights, provide legal services and education, and build coalitions to positively influence and impact Asian Americans, Native Hawaiians, and Pacific Islanders, and to create a more equitable and harmonious society. To volunteer, make a donation, or seek assistance, visit advancingjustice-la.org. That's advancingjustice-la.org. Call 888-349-9695.
Oh, motherfuckers is in here wilding.
Here we go, son.
This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
More of the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams. Right now on KBLA Talk 1580.
Mike's alive right now.
Woo! Dr. Dre, legendary producer, one of the greatest of all times. The Watcher from 2001 Chronic album. Had Jay-Z and Rakim on this too. We up in here tonight. The Voice of Reason is on fire, acting a complete fool. Let's go, man. We're having a real conversation. Like, where does this false accusation come from? Where's it coming from? Why would you accuse someone of domestic violence, of emotional abuse, of neglect? Why would you do things like this in relationship to someone you claim you loved? And we're delving into the shadow work. We're delving into, our personal work. We're delving into the concept of every human being being a work in progress. And now we've stumbled into the petty lane. Get petty, get petty, get petty, get petty. Oh, man, let's do this, man. Richie Rich, your final thoughts, bro. We got to go.
Yes, sir. Man, it's weak people that do it, and oftentimes they'll come from, if it's a woman, she may think that, oh, he's about to leave. I see him getting himself together. He's going to attract somebody better. Let me slander him to try to keep him in the household. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes men do it too. You feel me? So it's definitely coming from a space of scarcity. You know what I mean? They're weak and they got to work on themselves. Like you say, that once they get stronger, they'll know that, hey, I don't have to use manipulation tactics. I could be myself and attract the people that are going to like me for me, period.
But it takes a certain level of strength, doesn't it, Richie, to be able to stand on your own as you are currently?
It does, and that's why it's so important for you to have a social family. Even if you don't, you ain't got your mom or your dad or whatever, get some homies, get some homegirls. Like, get you a circle that's gonna make you be better. For example, so I've been slacking on my workout, right? Boom, my partner had me go to HS and watch his son get down. My partner's just coaching and all this stuff. I play football, you feel me? And they like, Rich, what's been going on? I see the good, man, you get it together. You feel what I'm saying? Like, they're going to hold you to a standard. They're not going to let you fall to the cracks. You know what I mean? So if you're having difficulties with being strong-minded, get a support team that'll build that self-efficacy within self and build you up. You know what I mean? And help you be the strong person.
Man, I love it, brother. I appreciate you always, man. You and your auntie, man, y'all rep for real, for real. April, shout out to April. But Richie Rich, thank you for the...
April, man. Man, she kept me strong, always looked out for me, you know what I'm saying? And we were live in the hood, and there's nothing, having a beautiful time, you know?
Yes, sir. I appreciate you, brother. Call me anytime, fam.
Yes, sir. Peace.
All right, let's get May from Austin, Texas in here. May, jump in here and talk to us.
Hi, Zoe. I tried to call in like a couple of weeks ago and I was blocked, so I'm glad that I got in tonight.
No, what happened?
So I guess...
Say again?
I said I tried to call in a couple of weeks ago and I was blocked.
Somebody blocked you?
I don't know, maybe you guys... do y'all do that? I don't know, I couldn't get through.
No, I don't think we do that here. This is like real radio. Like, this ain't... this is like the for real radio.
Maybe it was Satan. Maybe it was working overtime. I don't know. I could not get through.
The devil is busy. Anything for that.
It was that day.
Yeah, but no, I don't think anybody here blocked you from calling in, though. So it's all good. You know, you can call in anytime, man. We appreciate you. You know that.
Okay.
All right.
That's what I called in to say.
Okay, well, thank you.
No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. Can I share something, though?
Sure.
Okay, so, like, for me, when it comes to, like, family and, like, I guess, I lost my thoughts, like, you were talking about shop.
Ah, dang, we lost her. Call back when you get a chance. Call back. I hate losing calls. 1-800-920-1580. Call in. Let us know what you think about tonight's topic. We got Dan from Delaware. We all over the country tonight. Dan from Delaware, jump in here and speak your mind. Sir?
What up, bro?
What's happening, fam? Talk to us.
Not much. I was in the chat talking and doing quotes and stuff, so I figured I'd call in and drop one.
Come on, man. Speak to us.
So my thing is, what people, how they handle being petty or where they are, that's on them. It's about you and what you're allowing for someone how to act. My thing with me is, and I had to sit and process with it, is I'd rather have my shoelaces tied tight and secure versus them backpedaling and tightening their mask.
Interesting. Interesting. Let me just say this. Has someone ever falsely accused you of anything in a relationship? Or maybe projected onto you beliefs and ideas about who they thought you were that maybe you didn't agree with? Can we go into that a little?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, I've had that happen. You know, and I had it happen to where, you know, it was a smear campaign and, you know, just saying this and saying that about me. But, you know, you got, like you said, you got to stand firm and you got to stand tall and know that what you're doing is in the right mindset. No matter how, you know, whether they understand you, don't understand what you're doing, moving forward in the direction that you're doing and trust your process.
There it is, brother. I appreciate you, Dan. Always a good conversation when you call in. Thank you for reaching out. And you know you can call in anytime, brother. I'll be expecting to hear from you, Dan. You called in the last time, and it was a very good conversation. And then you called in today, but it was, about 2 weeks in between calls? Come on, man. You got to do better now.
Yeah, man, it's East Coast now.
Hey, come on. Hey, I'm sorry. You got to...
Let me real quick, though. People got to understand the origins of themselves more so than the origin of Iron Man.
Oh. Wait a minute. What do you mean? What does it say that again?
People got to understand the origins of themselves more so than the origins of Iron Man.
Say more. I want to hear this.
Well, I mean, everybody can go on, you know, Disney Plus and know all the back characters and the timeline of everything in Marvel, but when it comes to them, it's like they don't want to understand or, you know, why their environment has affected them the way that it has.
Interesting. So, in other words, understand the narrative you wrote about yourself more than the narrative you probably idealize, the stories you idealize. I get what you're saying. You have to look at yourself and be like, I'm the story. But a lot of people don't have that kind of confidence or strength to do that. But I get what you're saying, brother, and I appreciate it once again. Dan from Delaware in the building. Can I just share something with you guys? You got people out here in relationships hijacking victimhood. There are some real victims in the world. You understand? But you got people out here hijacking victimhood, which is why they can falsely accuse somebody of doing something nefarious in their relationships. But I'm here to tell you, you're going to have to stop trying to teach an unwilling ear how to heal themselves. Right? I'm here to tell you, when you see the symptoms, right, of a self-perpetuating false victim, pseudo-victim, right, leave. Bounce. Don't sit there and try to, coach. Man, I told my son, you can never explain anything to an unwilling ear. And you cannot convince or coach somebody into becoming willing. Now, for most people who cannot coach a willing ear, they will try to coerce an unwilling ear. Right? They'll try to use their status, their money, their situation, right? The power that they have in you or over you in the relationship. So again, you have to be very mindful of those kinds of people. The people who are into relationship coercion are typically the people who might be in a better position, right? They think, oh, well, because I'm in this position, I'm justified in trying to coerce you, right? No, we're not. They're blameless. They're stainless. And you're not justified in being in that position. So people need to see those signs, right? Again, watch this. Somebody put some false claim on you. I'm going to tell you right now, do not talk to that person. False accusation. Do not talk to that person. What you should do is go get a criminal defense attorney, right?
Do that.
You should, my Arabia in the background, just get him, right? You should conduct a pre-file investigation. Like, you need to investigate how you gonna file. You need to gather evidence to support your side of the story. You need to obtain evidence to impeach the accuser. And you need to take your own private polygraph test. See, because people out here ain't playing when it comes to survival mode. When we come forward, the voice of reason is going to keep cooking.
The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings will disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
On July 16th, the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline Hotline officially became the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. Maisha Cairo here with your K-Block Minute News, brought to you by CaliforniaBlackMedia.org. The service also launched a new quick dial hotline number for California residents. Californians can now call or text 988 any time of the day, 7 days a week, to reach trained counselors who can help with mental health or substance abuse crises. The previous 1-800 number for the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline will still be available for an unspecified amount of time.
I got my three-piece suit ready, so.
988 dial hotline number is to divert people in crisis to mental health specialists as opposed to going through 911, emergency line, and potentially dealing with responders who might not be as equipped to address mental health related episodes. I'm Maisha Cairo, and we've got a lot to talk about. COVID-19 vaccines
Somebody called it uncuffing season, exactly.
Now, children 6 months and older are eligible to receive that same reassuring protection.
He said,
as a parent, you might have questions or want to find out more about COVID-19 vaccines for kids. And that's okay. Talk with your doctor today.
Relationships all the time.
58.com to learn more, so you can feel good about the facts. Brought to you by the California Department of Public Health.
I like uncuffing.
If you're living with diabetes and using insulin, you know the pain of pricking your fingers over and over again. Ouch! Well, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you can reduce the pain of pricking your fingers. If you administer insulin 3 or more times per day, or use an insulin pump, call now and learn how a CGM can help you.
Painless. No more pricking my finger.
No finger pricks.
Convenience. They delivered it free and they took care of all the paperwork.
You can reduce pain right away. Plus, it's accurate, easy to use, and helps you spend more time in range. And if you have insurance, you can get a new CGM at little or no out-of-pocket cost. Call now and get free shipping of your new CGM. Plus, we'll bill your insurance for you. 800-457-9220. 800-457-9220. 800-457-9220. That's 800-457-9220.
The California Crusader newspaper would like to thank all of our subscribers for their support throughout the years. Proudly serving the South Los Angeles and South Bay areas for more than 40 years. The California Crusader is a multicultural, black-owned, adjudicated newspaper that focuses on providing user information to the people in our community. We're constantly looking for ways to assist businesses in our community to connect with our subscribers. We provide low-cost, effective ways to promote your business without reasonable and affordable advertising rates. You can participate by suggesting, sharing, and submitting your stories on the California Crusader newspaper Community Share Facebook group page, or visit our website at cal-cruise-news.com. That's calcruisenews.com. Then click on the Submit Now button located on the top right corner of the homepage, or text CCN to 42828. Again, text CCN to 42828. The California Crusader newspaper, working together to build a better community for our future. Subscribe today.
Bundling car and renter's insurance with Geico is so easy, your neighbors are probably already doing it. But who? Look for the signs. Chances are they live in a home and have a car. They use money and enjoy having more of it. They probably drink lots of lemonade. Lemonade. And they probably
I got a
petty
bop.
I'm bundling with Geico, or stop spying on me with those binoculars.
Hey,
if so,
I got a
you may want to ask
slapper
them how
coming.
easy it was to bundle with Geico.
Or at least it's a slapper to me.
Just ask your neighbors.
Want some more? It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Box alive in 3, 2, 1.
No, this is Usher.
Come on, Zoe. Don't do him like that. Just Blaze. The Voice of Reason back in the building. Turned all the way up. That's that Usher throwback. Yee. Man, just let it coast for a second. Just let it coast underneath my wings. So the Voice of Reason is talking about how to deal with false accusations in relationships. I'm going to tell you again, gather any and all evidence that disproves any allegations made against you. Get together some character witnesses and obey the temporary court order. You understand? Remember, if you violate that court order, you might get some criminal charges. So follow the rules, right? Don't make a bad situation much worse. Oh, you can just let it float very quietly because that beat is slapping, right? Again, and let me go even deeper because there's more I want to give to you here. Are false accusations a form of emotional abuse? Emotional abuse can include behavior such as belittling, blaming, bullying, threatening, and making false accusations. So, yes, there could be like some emotional damage done when you have to endure being falsely accused of something. Me personally, I'm on another. Being misunderstood is a good thing for me, right? Again, if you in a boxing ring and you don't know, you haven't figured out somebody's style, that means you're at a disadvantage. So I think that's a good thing, being misunderstood. That means your presumptions, assumptions, and all the other stuff is going to benefit me. I get to move differently because you don't really understand. And I'm just going to tell you, if I see somebody in a relationship, or if I'm in a relationship with somebody and they are exhibiting any of the signs of slight collecting, of passive-aggressive behavior, of circular arguments, can't be proven wrong, can't be accountable, irritable, always argumentative, I'm already like, oh, this is what this is, right? This is what this is. You have to see that in intimate relationships. See, because sometimes when men are with women, we tend to give it a pass because we want to get something from it, right? We tend to think it's cute until it ain't cute no more. Well, I'm here to tell you, man, whenever you see the signs of that stuff, those people are building their own little personal dossier on you. When I come forward, I'm going to give you more tips on how to deal with this, man. Heavy topic tonight.
It's on fire tonight. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
Theo, what's wrong, girl? I thought getting my bachelor's degree was going to get me out of this dead-end job. I just want to make more money. It seems a bachelor's just doesn't cut it anymore.
You're right, Kiera. Now you really have to get a master's degree to maximize your earning potential.
Relationship insurgents.
And family responsibilities. I don't have the time to go back to school. I went back to school for my master's and got it done in 2 years.
How'd you do that?
I went to the California California Institute of Advanced Management. They offer slower-paced 2-year MBA degree programs, and you don't need to take the GRE to get accepted. The program is hybrid. Half of the classes are on campus on the weekends, and the other half are online.
Weekends on campus and the rest online? I can handle that. But what if I can't afford to get my MBA?
We got you,
California
so
Institute
snipers
of
on
Advanced
deck.
Management has financial aid and scholarships available, and they're enrolling now for fall 2022 classes. Just go to ciam.edu or call 626-350-1500 to get started today.
What was the website and phone number again?
Hella compliment on the Apple Podcast.
626-350-1500. Enroll
They
for
said
fall
this
2022
motherfucking
classes
podcast
and
is
get
like the
your future
Off the
started
Wall
today.
album.
California
Every
Institute
song
of
is a
Advanced
banger.
Management
Every
that matters.
episode.
Come on, we're gonna be late to the cookout. I was
Hit
just
after
packing
hit
up our
after
famous
hit.
mac and cheese.
I love it.
I hope you packed the Pepto too. Huh? Pepto-Bismol provides fast relief from heartburn and indigestion. You know, that uncomfortable feeling after you eat too much. And after the deviled eggs, baked beans, and barbecue ribs.
Pepe Le Petty.
Ribs. I should probably pack an extra shirt too. Good call. When you have nausea,
Pepe Le Petty, nigga.
Pepto-Bismol. Use as
Hey,
directed
sign
to
up
keep
on
out
my
of reach of
master
children.
class.
More of the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams. Right now on KBLA Talk 1580.
Yeah. Marcus live in 3, 2, 1.
Now just let this ride. Just let it ride. You can just turn it down just a little bit. The Voice of Reason back in the building. This is such a vibe right here. If you've never heard this record before, it's by Slum Village. It's called Get This Money. Hey, I had to rock it because it's such a vibe. Let me help you with a couple of things though. Please understand this about being accused of things. If you got to defend yourself against your partner, just take your responsibility and know you co-created the situation. Something in you drew that person to you. But when you start seeing somebody who victimizes themselves, right, in the relationship, the first thing to do is get out of it, protect yourself, and then do some self-reflecting and figure out, how did I attract this situation? All right, so first off, let's just figure out what self-victimizing looks like. Avoiding responsibility, right? It might be one sign, right? Avoiding responsibility or a lack of accountability. Not seeking possible solutions. A sense of powerlessness. Negative self-talk and self-sabotage, right? Lack of self-confidence. Sometimes you can see this as a manifestation of hyper-confidence where, you understand? This is who sometimes, lack of confidence projects louder than it really is. Like, real confidence doesn't even speak. Like, the mountain ain't gonna tell you I'm the mountain. The mountain don't have business cards. You welcome to Shasta Mountain. Mount Shasta, here's my car. No, that doesn't happen. Right? Majesty doesn't have to project and speak on itself, right? So when you see a lot of blustering and ego and peacocking and you see this in men and women. So these are signs, right? You got to pay attention to these signs, right? When somebody is perpetually frustrated, angry, and always dealing with resentment, these are the telltale signs of someone who could possibly or potentially self-victimize. And whenever you're in a relationship with a self-victimizer, you're in a relationship with a slight collector. A slight collector is a blamer. Listen, I started it. You finish it. My brother Danny Morrison is on his way up. The fire just got started. Voice of Reason will be back here tomorrow, 7 to 9. Hey, man, I appreciate everybody. I'll holler at y'all. Deuces.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Kevin Brown, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. The White House is happy about ongoing declines in gas prices across the U.S.
Such a hot-ass room.
Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre said most of the countries now see prices below $4 a gallon. She stressed
It was hot in here when we walked in.
Oil markets to lower prices even further. The NFL is appealing to sexual misconduct.
Man, this was a great show.
Period. AL. You don't have that show.
Hey, no, sometimes. To me, my standard.
That's because you're a perfectionist like me.
Hey, I appreciate y'all. Thank you, guys. All right, deuces.